5 News at Noon starts now.
A live look in New York City as the country remembers the nearly 3,000 people killed in the 9/11 terror attacks. How people are reflecting on the tragedy 24 years later. And here at home, people are honoring the lives lost from 9/11. Those participating in the annual stair climb at Razorback Stadium tell us what it means to them. And within the last hour, investigators released images of the suspected gunman in the shooting death of conservative political activist Charlie Kirk. As a person of interest, what we're learning about the investigation. Thank you for joining us for your 5 News at Noon. I'm Morgan Wrigley. We're learning new details about the search for the person investigators say shot and killed Charlie Kirk. These are the pictures the FBI is sharing right now. They're asking for the public's help identifying this person of interest. The shooting happened during one of his campus debates at Utah Valley University. 5 News reporter Emily Moss breaks down what investigators know so far.
This morning, the FBI detailed the events leading up to and following the shooting. They say they've tracked the shooter's steps as he arrived to the campus event, climbed the stairs to the rooftop, and left the scene. Authorities detailing the suspect jumping off of a building into a wooded area before running into a nearby neighborhood. In the woods, authorities say they have a footprint and palm print from the suspect. They've also described receiving good video of the suspect that they are not releasing to the public yet. In today's press conference, the FBI also said that they have found the weapon that they believe was used in the shooting, calling it a high-powered bolt-action rifle. Authorities also giving an update on Kirk's family.
Last night I communicated with Erica. The family's devastated. As a commissioner of public safety, as a father, as a husband, I can only imagine what that family's going through.
We also got our first and only description of the shooter. The FBI stating that the suspect blended in well with a college institution and that they appeared to be of college age. Back to you.
Thank you, Emily. Kirk was a key figure in youth conservative politics. He was the founder of Turning Point USA, and colleges across the country have their own chapters, including the University of Arkansas. Turning Point USA was founded in 2012. It became influential on college campuses and within Republican politics. William Yamcam is an associate professor of history and social sciences from the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. He says the group created a more open environment for conservatism on college campuses.
Whether we agree with his opinions or not. So tip of our hat to him for at least getting students to believe in the process, to believe in the political process. I'm hoping that those that he touched in the political process will continue that spirit of engagement, engaging one another, but in a civil, peaceful way.
The University of Arkansas chapter of Turning Point in Fayetteville sent 5 News a statement about Kirk's death, saying he lived a life of service, adding, quote, his message for years has been that violence occurs when we cannot speak with one another. We need to learn to start to talk to one another again. Governor Sanders posted this on X, calling the act cowardly, praising Kirk's contributions to America, saying in part, quote, America is better because of you. The Democratic Party of Arkansas Chair Colonel Marcus Jones also released a statement saying in part, political violence is reprehensible and wrong. Every American should be able to state their opinion, no matter what that opinion is, without facing violence. Well, authorities say a boy opened fire with a handgun at a high school near Denver, wounding 2 students before killing himself. One victim is critically hurt, the other is stable. The sound of gunshots rang out during lunch Wednesday at Evergreen High School in Evergreen, Colorado. Some students sheltered in classrooms while others made a frantic dash into the neighborhood. Police say officers arrived within 2 minutes and found 2 students with gunshot wounds. Officers say they didn't fire at the suspect who shot and killed himself. Investigators are working to figure out a motive.
Obviously, we're going to focus on that suspect's home, his car, his locker, all the things that we need to do to find out more about him and maybe why this happened.
The school year there started less than a month ago.
Well, right now across the region, we're seeing a little bit more blue sky, especially from west to east. See a beautiful shot here in Poto. Look, very crisp blue sky. 86 degrees. That dew point is 64. So yeah, it's a little bit sticky out there. But again, not adding too much to that. Feels like only at 87. We're seeing that cloud cover still kind of hanging around parts of northwest Arkansas and the eastern half of the River Valley. But you notice it's really starting to dissipate. And the rest of the day today, we're going to see plenty of that sunshine. Other temperatures across the region pretty much in the mid 80s area wide. But compared to this time yesterday, it's a little bit of a boost, anywhere from about 3 to 5 degrees warmer. So definitely notice it out there. But the bigger difference is going to be the dew points, about maybe 5 to 6 degrees. Well, I guess it's about the same. But needless to say, that higher dew point and higher temperatures making things feel a lot more like summer out there. And it's certainly going to feel more like summer as we go through the rest of this week into early next week. Those dew points will get a little bit higher, especially on Saturday, closer to the upper 60s, before kind of stabilizing in the low to mid 60s pretty much over the next 5 days. And this is not going to go away anytime soon. We can see these very hot and dry conditions for a while due to Omega block that we'll explain a little bit here and get you ready for the rest of the week coming up in your full forecast. Morgan.
Thanks, Danny. Today marks 24 years since the deadly September 11th terror attacks killed nearly 3,000 people. Here's a live look in New York City, where a memorial was held this morning, just one of many ceremonies happening all across the nation. Michael George takes us to the somber commemoration in New York.
A bell tolled, marking the moment the first plane crashed into the World Trade Center 24 years ago today. Mournful bagpipes followed, and then the traditional reading of the names of the victims of the largest terror attack on American soil.
Michael F. Camerata.
Family members of those lost that day renewed their vow to keep their memories alive.
They simply went to work one day and never came home, and we must always remember them.
At the Pentagon, President Trump and the First Lady took part in a moment of silence for the 184 people killed there.
First Lady and I unite with you in sorrow. And today, as one nation, we renew our sacred vow that we will never forget September 11th, 2001.
And a ceremony was held in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, in memory of the passengers and crew killed aboard United Flight 93. In addition to the lives lost on that tragic day, there's also a focus on the hundreds of first responders who have since died from 9/11 related illnesses.
We still have more people sick, and we're seeing illnesses and cancers that we had never seen before.
Yesterday, the FDNY World Trade Center Memorial Wall added the names of another 39 members, a number that's sadly expected to grow. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
More than 1,000 victims remain unidentified, but scientists are still testing. In August, 3 more victims were identified thanks to DNA testing. Well, the University of Arkansas held its 13th annual Memorial Stair Climb this morning at Razorback Stadium. It's put on by the Army and Air Force ROTC. People climbed 110 flights of stairs, representing the number of stairs climbed by first responders in New York on the day of the attacks. We spoke with a member of the U of A ROTC who shares the significance of this event.
It's just been great to see that this many people want to wake up at 5 a.m. to show out and honor those who've fallen during 9/11, the firefighters who gave their lives, and then the people who gave their lives overseas.
The University of Arkansas Fort Smith, Army ROTC, and Lion Company also held a stair climb this morning. Well, Israel is facing growing global backlash after a missile strike on Qatar killed Hamas officials and shattered peace talks. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is now accused of violating international law. Qatar calls the strike state terrorism, saying the U.S. only informed them minutes after it happened, effectively derailing negotiations over Gaza and hostage release. Happening now at the Arkansas State Capitol, people can pay their respects to former State Senator Gary Stubblefield. He'll lie in state in the second-floor rotunda until 2 this afternoon. His funeral is scheduled for 11 Saturday morning at Charleston High School. Well, people living in Bentonville can expect to pay 7% more for wastewater service starting January 1st. City Council unanimously approved that rate hike during the council meeting this week. This will affect residential and commercial rates from 2026 to 2030. City leaders say the rate hike is needed to cover rising operating and capital costs. Well, after more than 2 months in the hospital, one of the 3 people critically injured after a fire a few days before July 4th at a fireworks stand in southeast Oklahoma is headed home. Brad Llewellyn is a firefighter at Camp Gruber. He was helping make a delivery of fireworks at a Choctaw Nation building in Tuskahoma when the accident happened. His wife Talisha says he's planning on coming home tomorrow. She says she and her family have been overwhelmed with support since the fire and says she can't say thank you enough.